This video is going to be about the technical stand-up. This skill is included in a self-defense technique that we call springing scorpion, as well as some of the other ground or grappling techniques that we do. But it's a really general skill that's useful for getting up off the ground in any sort of combative fighting or self-defense situation. You need to be able to rise to your feet in a way that keeps you as safe as possible and gives you the ability to continue the fight and do whatever the next move needs to be. Here's what it's going to look like. One more angle here. Okay, so here's what's going on. I'm on the ground and I need to stand up. I'm going to talk about what we don't want to do. We don't want to start standing up without a base, meaning that my feet are in one place and my body is someplace else. That means I'm standing up without really having caught my balance yet, and I'm very vulnerable to being disturbed, knocked off balance, and I can't really defend myself well from that without a base. So I need a base. That means I need to get my feet wide, at least as wide as my body, if not wider. The other thing I don't want to do is lean forward to get my body between my feet, because that puts my head and my face in this vulnerable position. Assuming there's a bad guy nearby that's standing up, they have a lot of different options as far as throwing knees and kicks and grabbing and doing things to this vulnerable head that I'm sticking right out there. So we don't want to do those things. We've got to be able to stand up while having balance in our base and not sticking our head out. All right, so what do I got to do? I'm going to post up. Whatever position I happen to be in, I'm going to get to here. The important thing about this is I've got my left foot in this case planted flat and my right or opposite hand planted flat across my body. That's going to allow me to lift my hips and my center of mass off the ground. Once I have that, I need to move this leg back behind me. All right, the best way to do that is to fold it and send it under my body and reach back behind my hand. Now I have a base. For a moment, I have a really good base because I have 3 points of contact, but I don't want to stay low. All right, from here, if my base is good, I can easily simply remove my hand from the ground, and I can rise up and I can find my feet from there, and I'm in my guarding stance. I'm ready to block, strike, run away, whatever I need to do. So one more time. I'm gonna post. Opposite foot and hand flat to the ground. This arm has got to be nice and stiff too. All right. Now I have a free hand here and I should probably be using it in some kind of defensive guard position. I lift my hips. Now getting my foot behind me can be kind of challenging. One thing that's going to help out a lot is if I roll my body so that my tummy goes down, my back or backside goes up in the air like this. Look how much space that has opened up. Then I simply fold my leg, reach back behind me, and plant. My goal is to get it at least as far, or even better, a little farther than where my hand is at. That way I have the base, right? I should be able to easily take my hand off the ground from there and stand up. Okay? Now go ahead and follow along with me. Clearly this can be done on either side with the right leg back or the left leg back, but let's assume that you're gonna have your right side back for this part. So go ahead and sit. From here, reach back with your right hand, post it on the ground behind you. You should be able to lean on it, put some weight on it, no problem. It's nice and stiff and straight. Now plant, make sure you're planting the opposite foot, in this case your left. So your left foot is nice and firmly planted, your right hand. Lift your hips a couple times, just get used to this. There, you gotta be able to hold yourself off the ground, at least for a little bit. Once you get the hips off the ground, you're gonna fold. Now you can always start folding your leg right away. Get it under, as much under you as you can. Lift yourself up, turn. Try this a couple times. Just roll your body so your belly button starts pointing at the ground and your hips start rising up farther into the sky. Once you get up to here where you got, okay, I've got some control, reach back with that right foot to try to get it past behind your right hand. And from there, you should be able to just take your hand right off the floor and stand up. Right? You'll be in a kind of a wide squat position at that point. And once you're on your feet, you can adjust, you can start moving, do what you need to do. So let's do that one more time. This time, I'm gonna ask you to turn sideways. So go ahead and look at whatever is that direction in your space there. Okay? Take your left foot, plant it firmly. Take your right hand, plant it behind you. Now I have a bridge. All right, practice lifting yourself up. All right, getting used to the idea of guarding with the free hand. All right, if you want to, you can make this closer if that makes it a little bit easier. Lift, fold, roll, then reach. Let's go ahead and do that again. So I'm going to post, lift, roll, fold, and reach, and then stand up. And those are the stages of a technical stand-up. It's a really good exercise, really useful. Also good just fitness exercise. It makes you strong in areas where you might not have realized, right, you need a little bit of extra strength. And it's something that you can do while you're watching your favorite show or something like that. It's really, really easy to practice. So that's technical stand-up. See you next time.